once we can be present, aware of our awareness, all these things I'm sure you have heard before, then automatically a little smile, it comes on our face, right? So that is the bliss that shows there itself. When then we try to make non-duality part of our life, that mostly means that we want to keep feeling like that. I mean, it's not so difficult to have a sense of the self, but also very easily it gets lost. And when that feeling gets lost, we feel we have lost the self, which is of course impossible because the self is always there in our presence. It's who we are, so, we can't really lose ourselves. But that feeling, we can lose it. This is the question where I think Tantric Advaita really offers us the answer. How can we bring back the energy of the self? And maybe more importantly, how can we keep it? How can we make it stable? After playing life for a while, we feel, okay, I'm done with always fluctuating between happy and unhappy. And I want something to hold on to, which will give me this kind of more permanent, enduring happiness. And then when we search for the source of that, that is where we then find the self. So it's very important to always remember that this is what we seek. We're in it for the bliss. If the self would just give us like a kind of neutral, empty feeling, then I don't think many people would be interested. The bliss, yes, it is easy to lose it because energy changes in different aspects of our being and from there affects it. There I would say the subconscious is the biggest stumbling block. When we really want to experience the self in its most pure form, which is what meditation is all about, then very clearly the subconscious is the one who is going to, make it hard. If we say we are working with Tantric Advaita, then this means two things. It means, okay, like everybody who is involved with non-duality, we focus our awareness on our awareness, which is a matter of identification. Whatever happens, we try to keep a distance. We try not to identify with it. We try not to get fooled by it. And that is something which we do with our conscious mind. That is where we try to think, let's say, truth, and not get caught by untruth. But the other part of Tantric Advaita is very much to do with our energy. Tantra basically means to change the energy, but especially to do with the subconscious mind. A kind of confusion about non-duality that, you should not try to do anything. You should not do any kind of practice. The whole thing is about not trying anything, not thinking, about stopping, bringing the awareness to the awareness, and all else is then seen as an ego game, a distraction from the real work. But so they were bringing this, I would say, emphasis on only relying on self-awareness in a society which maybe was a little bit too much hung up, you can say, on all kinds of energetic practices. But so then we have our modern non-duality teachers who bring this same message, I would say maybe even with more enthusiasm, in a society where there is no practice. He knows people in India, they know these things, so he doesn't really have to say that. But if people then really say, it doesn't work for me, this pure focus only on pure beingness, on the self, then he'll also point them towards those things in their energy that they might change to simply make it more easy. If you can solve any unhappy feeling just by stopping your mind and going back to the awareness of your awareness, then okay, that's what you do, of course. But if you cannot, then that is also okay, because then you can work with the energy until again it becomes possible. These two parts of the story, these two ways to work with the truth are entirely complementary. We do not have to choose. It is not one or the other. Whenever we work with the energy, when we start having some expectation, when we start attaching to the feeling that we want to generate, then we create a problem. The keys to working with our energy are found within the self. They are the seeds of the universe, but from which also all the yogic and tantric practices for working with the energy originate. And so, if we want that feeling of the self, if we want that non-duality not to be something which just occasionally like comes when we are having a good moment or hearing a good talker talk about it, when we want it to be more enduring, then that is where we have to look.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudasyati